Oh, Rick, Cayton, Heaven's Rain. Hey, Rick,
Yes.
what's going
Doing
on?
fine.
Welcome, welcome.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm good. Everything's good. Okay. Rick Cayton, Heaven's Rain. Congratulations on the new album, Northern Lights, on Pride and Joy. That comes out February 28th. Is that true?
Yeah, that's correct, buddy. Yeah, we're so excited. We can't wait. So 28th of Feb, it's due to hit all your major social platforms, Apple Music, Amazon, etc.
Cool, cool, cool. Have you read any reviews yet?
Have we read any reviews
Yes.
on the album so far?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going great, man. It's
Cool.
going really good. Tons of people, loads of interest. A little bit busier than we thought we would be with it, which I suppose is a good thing. But yeah, no, it's good. It's going really well.
Good, good. Tell me a little bit about the full band, everybody included.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm Rick Cayton, lead vocals, and then we've got Lynon, guitars, Gaz Birch, guitars, Steve Birch, brothers, the drummer, and then we have Ricky Moss, Taz, he's bass. So we originally started as Heaven's Rain. We've only actually been going since 2024. We started re-recording and writing as a unit. And then, so prior to that, though, we three founding members from a band called Rolling Thunder. We were going for 20 years. We toured with Blue Öyster Cult, Diamond Head, UFO, FM. Some decent UK bands. And then Gaz Birch was originally from a band called Sketcher. They did tours with Bryan Adams, people like that. And then we recruited Rick Taz from a band called Faster Than Bulls. We just kind of, life gets in the way, doesn't it? We got to the point where we were all growing older, having families. Took a few years out, and then realised we missed it, so started writing again in 2024.
Right.
Heaven's Rain, and then released the first single from the album before we got with Pride and Joy in late July, I believe it was, City Sights.
Right.
And it went on a treat, man. We were still writing the album at that time.
Yeah.
But it's just gone from strength to strength with us this time. I think over the years we've kind of took the negatives away in writing and things like that, and just focused on music that we all enjoy coming together and performing. And it's showing. It's great. We've only had a couple of warm-up shows just to get the show in order. And then we've got the release of the album, and then towards the back end of the year, we've got show after show. So it'll be a real treat for everybody. And I can't wait for everyone to hear the album. It's, from what we've got so far and the feedback that we're getting, everything's been fantastic so far. We couldn't have asked for more. And then we've got the help of distributors like Pride and Joy on board this time and everything. It's fantastic.
Cool.
Have you heard the album yet, Brian?
Yes, I have. Yes,
what do you think of it?
Well, I thought it was amazing. So
yeah,
we'll definitely talk about that in a little while. Can you tell me about what each member of the band means to you?
Yeah, well, some of them not much. I'm joking because they're watching. So yeah, me and Lynon, we've known each other since we were 3 years old.
Right.
9 years old. His dad, that was a fantastic bass guitarist in a band called Gravy Train, that was signed to TriStar in the UK. I believe it was TriStar. And we were shy, man. We were terrible, but he absolutely loved us and encouraged it. So then from that, we were he got us on the road at around 15, 16, doing all the schools and colleges and universities and stuff.
Right.
And so me and Lynon are really tight. Birchie, Steve Birch, the drummer, he came on board. I think we were around 18, 19.
Right.
He's been with us for well over 20 years. Solid, so passionate.
Right.
Incredible drummer, especially live. He's one of them drummers that is kind of you'd expect him to be a front man with the way that he drums. He's so entertaining to watch. You kind of got to move out the way and let him have the spotlight sometimes.
Cool.
Taz only joined us a year ago when we first started as Heaven's Rain. So dedicated, and then again so passionate. Just comes up with idea after idea with us, you know, and Gaz, phenomenal guitar player. The riffs that he can come up with and what he could contribute to us as a group is just tight. Everything's just tight.
Right.
Especially it's hard because when you've had three members that have played for so long, it's almost like you know what to expect on stage, you know?
Right, yeah.
So I know exactly what he's going to do. I know what Lionel's going to do. And to get someone to fit with the same chemistry is so important. And I think we found it with Taz and Gaz. They're fantastic. They bring so much to us, you know, it's great.
Cool. And what kind of music were you brought up on?
I was all 80s, but I listened to anything, you know, I listened to anything classical. There's no genre with it. If I put something on and I enjoy it, I listen to it, you know.
Right. Yeah.
I think, especially with the classical stuff, that was me because I love Winger, I love Kip, and like my White Snakes and my Jovies personally, but we all have different, you know. Rick will listen to the Doors and all this classic 80s, mainly 80s music, but the type of bands that we like, it's not the commercial side of things. It's kind, you know, like Jovi. I'd much prefer Richie Sambora's "Stranger in This Town" album than I would Bon Jovi's commercial stuff. I like the blues side of things, you know.
Right, yeah. Cool,
and line on and listen to anything from Rush to Yes, all your intricate music that you can't. You've got to be a musician to appreciate the type of music that Lynon listens to.
Right.
But yeah, mainly the 80s, man. We love it. That's where we were brought up, and that's what we're bringing back.
Cool, cool.
A classic guitar riff, feel good tunes, you know.
Yes, yes. What kind of kid were you in school?
What kind of kid was I in school? Shy, to be honest with you. Yeah, really, really shy as a front man. You wouldn't expect it, but I remember in the last year of school, we arranged to get up and perform in front of all the other kids for the first time. I remember getting up and we played a few shows before, but playing in front of your peers, my knees were knocking, Brian. Tell you that. No, yeah, shy, reserved, just into my music though. Kind of misunderstood maybe.
Oh, cool. Wow. Did you play any sports or anything?
No, man. I mean, I tried. Don't get me wrong. You know, loves a try, don't they? But yeah, no sports or anything. In school, we were rehearsing all the time. I was in a band. The main focus was always music. Although I didn't take music because I was too nervous to perform in front of other people, and I couldn't play any instruments, so I'd have to get up and sing in front of other people. And it scared the life out of me to get up and perform.
Yeah, I bet you. Yeah, I remember even like in school, like you know, you had to get up in front of the audience or the class and sing at least once, you know, and I was crapping my pants, you know, forget it, you know. So yeah, it's interesting. You know, did you collect anything as a young kid?
Microphones.
Wow.
Microphones from an early age. Yeah, you know, yeah, got into it. So now that I'm older, I'm trying to get my ass up, and like I've got a studio here in North Wales now, Inspire Studios. So we trying to include the community and get as many kids off the street into the studio. Vocal experience days, you know, we have bands coming in, live rehearsal rooms here and things. And I think that's what music's all about, isn't it, Brian? It's about making people forget the worries and getting on with life. And that's what that was the main focus on the album. We wanted an album that wasn't monotone all the way through.
Right.
We wanted an album that you listen to tracks like Listen to Your Heart, and it's all about going out in the pursuit of happiness and chase of your dreams. And then you got tracks like City Sights on it that are all about kind of looking forward to the weekend after that grind of your 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, you know, and going out and just having a good time on the town. The album's full of kind of ups and downs and different messages rather than it just being wrote in one period. And we took our time with that. I think that's where we fell down in the past. Albums would always kind of be based around certain genres of songs trying to sound like certain genres of music and stuff. And this time it's like, let's just write something that we enjoy playing, and that'll kind of reflect when we're live, you know.
Right. Wow. How is it sharing the stage with like Blue Öyster Cult?
Fantastic, man. Yeah, fantastic. We play the academies and we'd go on tour with like Diamond Head and stuff. That's so we cut our teeth. It was they were really good shows and really good bands. And when you're playing with bands like that every day, or most weekends rather, you kind of you've got to up your game. You know, it's a case of it's just seeing how professional people are and the way that they're portrayed on stage and what they know to do and more importantly not do on stage to keep a crowd with them.
Right. Yeah.
Especially the front man, you know, I've always looked up to like Freddie and your ultimate front man, like Coverdale and people like this.
Right. Yeah.
So it's about not about going and show and trying to perform your music to the best of your ability. It's about all these people that have showed up and paid for tickets, having a good time and forgetting the worries, you know. So the as much as a part of the show as we are, you know.
Definitely. And Blue Öyster Cult, that's a classic band. They've been around, what, 40 years?
Long time, yeah, long time. And strangely enough, the songs are fantastic, and the most that people know is obviously "Don't Fear the Reaper."
Right.
Everything else kind of slips under the radar with bands like that.
Yeah.
But when you start listening to their other tracks, you're like, wow, these bands are like, you know, they can really play. They're not one-hit wonders. It's fantastic.
Yeah, definitely. And their live album was amazing. I mean, I still have it, and that was a great album. Let's get into your album a little bit, Northern Lights. We'll go down track by track and give me a little insight in each song, okay? Let's start off with City Sights.
Yeah, so City Sights is kind of the classic 80s rock feel that's kind of inspired by bands like Aerosmith, Kiss, all that type of thing. The strong riffs, party feel-good song, kind of just getting out on a weekend with the lads and enjoying yourself, you know?
Cool. Here we go again. That's going to be the next single, right?
Yeah, so here we go again. I've got the date. It's the 14th of Feb. It's coming out. At the moment, we're shooting videos for it, trying to get the B-roll footage and everything else together for that. So we're quite busy with the footage of that at the moment.
Right.
Here we go again's all about kind of getting back in the saddle and back on the road and kind of, there's a line and it says new life now with families and ties.
Right.
And it's all about kind of getting back on the road, but with a new perspective on the music and live scene and stuff. So yeah, the video is looking kick-ass. That's going to be great. Can't wait for people to hear that one.
Cool. Is it difficult going on the road with everybody having a family?
It is, yeah, especially because we're all working as well. You know, we're not all full-time musicians. It doesn't pay the bills at the minute. So Lynon is a drywall installer. Rick, same again. He does drywall, and Lynon is originally a carpenter. So he used to make custom furniture and things, which comes in handy when you need custom guitar cases and things like that.
Yeah.
Or old band vans kind of petitioning up and things.
Cool.
It's difficult to balance everything, especially these days, because you've got to be your own promoter, you've got to be your own merch guy, you've got to be, you know, we track everything here now. So everything was tracked here or at Lynon Studio, which is RT Studios. And then what we do is after we've tracked everything and we're happy with the end piece, what we've got, we have a guy in Bosnia called Drazen Keshman, fantastic engineer, unbelievable. So we send everything to him and he'll reamp things if they're needed, remake the cymbals on the drums if he's not quite happy with them.
Right.
But he's 10 times more passionate than we are about the vision of what it should sound like. And when he sends stuff back, it's like, oh my God, the guy, he knows his stuff. He's won multiple awards with I forgot the guy's name. Pro Studio guys. He's great. You should check him out. Tirith Studios. I might be mispronouncing that.
Okay.
Anyone that's interested, just get him to drop the band a message and we'll pop the link on all our socials. He's popping up all over the place.
Cool. Track number 3, Fire in My Blood.
Fire in My Blood's all about kind of, for me, Fire in My Blood was about kind of getting sick and tired of your standard 9-to-5 job that I'd been in for 16 years.
Yeah.
Up in sticks and moving to somewhere that I'm happy and pursuing my dreams, like opening the studio. But I wanted it raw to the point where anyone can relate it to anything. Just give yourself that kick up the ass that you need to go and do what you want to do in life, you know? That's what Fire in My Blood is all about.
Cool. I know about that. I was at my job 46 years. I just retired last year. But like the thing about retiring, I get to do what I really love now.
Yeah,
Like before I had to, oh no, I got to get up in the morning. I got work. I can't go to that show. I got work. I'm a
absolutely.
boss, you know,
Yeah,
so like now I could do whatever I want, you know?
exactly. And what happens if you get hit by a bus the day after, you know? It's
Yep,
like kind of do it now, but, play like there's no tomorrow, we say.
definitely, definitely. Track number 4, Lady of the Night, which is one of my favorite tracks.
The Lady of the Night was wrote by Lynon and Birchie, the drummer. Birchie had all these lyrics for this track, Lady of the Night, all about kind of like, falling in love with her. I don't know, I probably perceive that track a little bit different than the rest of the band.
Right, yeah.
Perceive it about kind of falling in love with, but this is the joy of music, isn't it? When you write a track like that and they come to you and it's like, oh, I seen it like this. And they're like, no, it was wrote about this. And you're like, ah. So maybe other people will have a different kind of perspective on that. So production on that was fantastic. Really enjoyed everything the way it came out. But it was all about kind of Lady of the Night's falling in love with the wrong person for me,
Right.
and that you can't choose who you love is a line from that. Yeah, great track. I was really happy with the way it turned out on the album.
Another one of my favorite tracks is Born to Fly. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, Born to Fly again. Kind of all about not being held down and the fact that it was wrote after Fire in My Blood. Fire in My Blood was I was still in the 9 to 5 and I was still grinding and doing something that I hated and I was miserable every day. Well paid but miserable.
Yeah.
And then Born to Fly was like I've seen these dreams through and it's now kind of manifested into reality.
Right. Yeah.
There's a line in it saying, "Why can't we believe?" that we're all born to fly in life.
Yeah.
We're not there. You get one shot at life, and it's not about being suppressed and held down. It's about chasing your dreams and doing what makes you happy. Be that music, photography, dance, whatever it is. Going seeing a live show. Go and get a kebab on a weekend instead of kind of being on your diet. Just do what makes you feel good in life.
Cool. Next track is the title track, Northern Lights. Why'd you pick that song? And tell me a little bit about it.
Northern Lights was wrote after a book. Lynon wrote a book, and he had this song called Northern Lights a long, long time ago. Maybe 10 years ago, he started writing that track.
Wow.
And he came to us with it, and I didn't really understand the track at first because it was all about like kind of if you've read the book, it's all about kind of traveling through realms. Lynon is a big Star Trek fan, loves it. So he's all into kind of these space oddities and things like this. So books, all about scientific books, sci-fi books he loves. And he read this called Northern Lights, and it was all about traveling through different realms and things. Maybe I'll find a link to that and I'll add it to the band's socials for people if they're interested in reading the book.
Oh.
But he came to me with this track that just sounded like a movie soundtrack. I could see like some kind of anime video for it in the future or something where it's kind of these kind of a love relationship where they're traveling through realms together and stuff,
Yeah.
But then in the UK, we're suddenly getting the Northern Lights all the time, especially in Northern Wales where I live now. And I just had this vision with it being the album track of it being kind of a northern skyline that was made up of all these different monumental landmarks of these places that we played, like Edinburgh and Manchester and Liverpool, all these places in the UK. So if you have a look at the album artwork, I made it up so it was all kind of, I wanted a stadium in the middle because that's the goal. We want to be in the stadiums eventually.
Cool.
And then it was made up of all these landmarks, kind of of these famous cities that we've played all scattered around the UK.
Right, yeah.
And then the water and the 5 silhouettes looking over, over the horizon line with Northern Lights in the sky. Wow. It's just a cool track, man. It's a proper punchy, feel-good song.
Tell me about Listen to Your Heart.
Listen to Your Heart was wrote, Lynon came up with the chorus for that and he played it to me and I thought, wow, this is something else, this one. And then we took quite a long time over the verses and things. It was hard to try and get it fit the words that I had to fit. And then I remembered my son, and I wanted to write a track that was all about kind of following your dreams and listening to your heart and not your head and following your goals through life. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So I tried to write it with that perspective, but then the band have got their own perspective on listen to your heart as well.
Cool,
Yeah.
cool.
Good track though. Slow track, power ballad, feel good song. Good tune.
Now when you do a song and stuff like that, you know right away, yeah, that's the song on this album that's really going to break us.
We write so many tracks together. It's hard sometimes to kind of siphon through what will work and what won't work, or what won't sound the same on a certain thing.
Right.
There's a lot of tracks that get put on the back burner, but our style of writing is Lyman will normally come up with a riff and a chorus, and then that will get changed, or we'll add as a band, or take something away as a band.
Right.
Or change things. But yeah, we try to write as collectively as we can. But Lyman he's never out the studio.
Right.
He lives in the studio, so it's hard to keep up with him sometimes.
Wow.
Sometimes he's wrote a full track before you've got your hands on it, you know.
Definitely. Tell me about Bad Boys.
Bad Boys, again, Bertie and Lyman mainly wrote Bad Boys. I think it was from back in the day where we were in our 20s, is the way I perceive that song. And being on the road and just throwing caution to the wind and going out and having a good time and probably doing all the things that you shouldn't. And then the spin of kind of the girls that would kind of come to the shows and things, kind of always choosing the wrong boys, the bad boys, and kind of falling in love with them, knowing that it's always going to end the way that it's going to end.
Right. Yeah.
You know?
Definitely. The Good Die Young.
The Good Die Young is a fantastic track. It's about losing people too soon, you know, people that have helped you through life and things like that. Fiery song, great riff. Enjoyed the riff in The Good Die Young, and a solid chorus as well.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have any particular favorite track that you like the most?
I love Here We Go Again. It's a fantastic track.
Right.
City Sights is a brilliant opener when you're at a live show. You've got them big sirens, you know, them sirens that used to hear in the World War.
Right.
To bring you onto stage while you're getting set up, and then the drums kick in, and then the bass.
Right. Yeah.
It's kind of from the ground up, you know, the foundation of it was fantastic, and the rest of it just followed. So yeah, live-wise, probably City Sights or Here We Go Again are my two favourites to perform.
Cool. And the last track, Never Again.
Never Again's about falling in love with the wrong woman and kind of promising yourself that you'll never go there again.
Yeah. Everybody goes through it.
Everybody, yeah. That first love that breaks your heart, and you never want to go back there, you know. And it was, but I didn't want it wrote about like this girl that had broke your heart and you sitting and being moping around and things. We had so many melodies for the verse for that Lyman had put down in his studio on Sense Cross.
Right.
And I knew there was something else for it. And when it hit me, it was like, oh, and you know, I'd spend weeks in the car just driving to work with the kind of a really rough track, just listening to it over and over again. And they're all like, have you got something for this yet? We need to get it down for the studio. And it was in the last minute, in the final hour, it was like, yes, got it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, great track.
Cool.
Punchy 3-minute track that was, I wanted it punchy in 3 minutes so we can aim it at all the radio stations that don't want these epilogues going on, you know. No swear words, but a punchy feel-good song that kind of sums up the sound of us as well. Great tune.
Cool. Yeah, they say the same thing about Bohemian Rhapsody. It's too long. Yeah, it's like their biggest hit, right?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly that. And the one that seems to be going down the most with people like yourself and reviewers and stuff is like Lady of the Night.
Right.
And out of all the tracks, that was the one that I was like, it's an all right track. Okay, well, you know, because Birchie was really passionate about it. He spent a lot of time on it, and it meant a lot to him. Right. And that's the thing with the band. You know, it's not just about me or what anyone else wants. It's about what we want as a collective. You know. So there's some tracks that I think, well, okay, and so I laid it down best that I could, and we wrote it best that we could, and I put it down, and it came back, and I thought, well, yeah, it's pretty fucking good, that song, mate. Yeah, I'll give you that. And yeah, he should be proud of it. He put so much time and effort and fought for it to be on there. And I'm glad he did, because people like yourselves kind of are really digging it, which is cool.
I do. That's one of my favorite tracks, you know. So how's the music scene where you are?
It's great. For us now, you know what? The live scene seems to be pumping more than it ever was before. Like 10 years ago when we were on the live scene, even with like bands like Diamond Den and UFO and the Öyster Cult people, you'd have like half the crowd there, you know, in the venue. Whereas now we're going out doing these support acts for tribute bands and stuff, just kind of get the warm-up shows in there and get the show together properly.
Right, yeah.
And it's heaving front to back. It's unbelievable. It's crazy. But it's just, for us now, it's all about kind of trying to work with the right promotional people and the right festivals and getting the right type of crowd and eyes on what we're doing, you know, rather than just going out in any pub that'll have us.
Right.
But yeah, music in the UK seems to be fantastic. What about yourself in the US, though? What's it like over in the US at the moment?
It's that, you know, tribute bands are big now here.
Yeah.
You know, they're pretty big. And like originals, I guess it's all depends who you are. If you're a new band, you're an established band. A lot of people want to see the new people come in and stuff like that. But they also support the you know, the classic bands, and actually the classic bands ends up playing bigger venues.
Yes.
So like, you know, you do get to see a band on the rise in a smaller club, say 300 people, compared to 3,000 people with the classic bands. So like you got both. You know, it's pretty cool, you know.
We want to try and, I mean, the long-term goal is to try and get over to the US and Europe and you know, play some shows over there. We've got some friends under the same label, Pride and Joy,
right? Yeah,
that have hit Europe and the US, and they've been received really well, man. So we just hope that we get the right eyes on us. You know, the way that we've always seen it is we can only do what we can do this side. You could be Whitesnake if you're playing to the wrong people and the wrong crowds, then you'd be as well just playing your song in a basement where it's only going to be heard by one or two people. It's just getting the right people on board, like yourself, that can put eyes on us and hopefully, grow to the bigger audiences and start playing the shows that we really want to be playing.
Yeah. You know? Well, Pride and Joy is really good to me, at least our site, RockEyez, and they're always sending me promotional stuff to listen to all the time. You know, and I would say 80% of the stuff they send me I like, and I try to hook up with interviews with the bands and stuff like that.
They're fantastic. You know, Burgett that listened to the tracks and everything and said like, yeah, you know, we'll sign it. At the time, we had like kind of 2 or 3 people looking at us, but especially UK bands like ourselves from Stoke and all over the UK were signing to these people, and I was seeing the type of exposure that they were getting from them.
Right. Yeah.
Any new up and coming band, I'd highly recommend. You know, put your heart to it, take your time with what you're writing, and send these people emails and you know, kind of with your tracks and what you're doing, and they will get behind you. You know, it's it never used to be like that. It didn't matter previously how good you were; it was who you knew. Right. And we're finding this time round, maybe it's because we've been a little bit more patient with what we're actually releasing and what we're putting out there. You know, before we kind of rush things and maybe put things out before it was actually ready to put out there.
Right.
Maybe because we were younger. Now getting older, it's kind of like, now let's take our time with it, get it right. And if it means putting it out there in a few months' time, then let's do that. You know, spending a few extra weeks on a song that's going to be in the open for the rest of your life. It's worth kind of nailing what you want to do. Is my advice to anybody coming up.
Is it difficult when, like you asked me before, did I hear the album? Yeah, I heard the album, and that's why I contacted them. And I know the songs I really like. But when you got a guy interview or a girl interviewing you and they know nothing about the album, is it disappointing?
No, not at all. No. I see it as a challenge to kind of make them want to listen to it and tell a story of it.
Good.
You know? It's all about kind of not knocking on doors, trying to force your way through them. Right. You know? So it's all about people hopefully receiving it the way that it was supposed to be received, And even like people that have got like a different idea on a song that you've wrote, you know, it shows that it's kind of, it's not just a one lane
Right. Yeah.
message. You know, I want to write things that can be perceived in different ways by different people, as long as it means something to you.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know, if it makes you happy or sad. A song should either make you feel really good about yourself or kind of bring you down and think, oh, you know, make you feel sad. As long as you feel from it, then you're doing
Right,
the job, aren't you?
Cool, cool. Will this album come out on vinyl?
We hope that it'll come out on vinyl. You know, with the distribution that we have now through Pride and Joy, they're not. I did ask about the vinyl thing, and although it is possible, there's not that much of a demand for it. They were saying to me, so they don't tend to print.
Right.
Whether or not we can print some ourselves and get that on our main website, heavensrain.co.uk, then we'll definitely do that if the demand's there, 100%.
Cool, cool. You guys have any merchandise you'd like to talk about?
Yeah, merchandise is all available. T-shirts, caps, hoodies, all available via the website, heavensrain.co.uk.
Right.
All done. So at the moment with the merchandise, we are using print on demand, so that we've not got a load of T-shirts in a van that aren't the correct sizes for people at shows and things. Shows where we'll always carry merchandise and we'll try and cater for everybody. But if we've not got your size when you see us live, get over to the website, order it there. It'll be delivered to your door. Any problems with your sizes, you're welcome to return it. They'll exchange it straight away. Everything's at your fingertips these days, Brian, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Gone those days when you kind of got a load of mouldy T-shirts in the back of your van that you're treating like glass, you know, looking after like your babies. Now people just jump online and order everything at a cheaper rate than they could before.
Right.
It's crazy.
Definitely. Where can people pick up the album? Through your website?
Yeah, so links via our website will be available. We will have some signed copies of the album available to purchase direct from ourselves. Everything else will be via Pride and Joy's website. Links will be coming up and socials and things like that over the next few weeks.
Cool.
So we'll probably get the video. At the moment, everything's about promoting the video. Once that's done, hopefully in the next couple of weeks, that'll be wrapped up. And then once that's out of the way, we can start focusing on kind of links for the album and things for people.
Cool, cool. So what are your hopes for this release?
Just for people to kind of get behind us and know what we're about and appreciate the sound. The next one's already kind of started to be wrote. I think because we started writing at the beginning of last year. Right. All the festivals that are approaching everything for this year have already been booked up. So the plan is for next year. This year we'll be playing a few shows coming up from kind of May onwards. And then next year the plan is to be releasing new material and playing old material and getting onto these festivals and working with the right promotions and things. Kind of 12 months in advance is where you need to be over in the UK.
Cool, cool. Well, Northern Lights, February 28th, Pride and Joy. Check out the website, pre-order the album, and congratulations once again, Rick. And I appreciate the chat. Would you like to say anything to the fans out there?
Hey, thanks so much for tuning in, guys. Really appreciate your support. It's been overwhelming so far with everything that we've received online. Check us out if you've not heard us before, heavensrain.co.uk. Buy the album. Your pre-order is available in the next couple of weeks via our website, heavensrain.co.uk. Give us a like, a comment, and a thumbs up. It always helps. And thanks to Brian and RockEyez for getting behind bands like us up and coming and supporting new music. It's really appreciated.
Cool. Thanks a lot. I appreciate you.
Brian, I appreciate you too, man. You take care.
You
Thank
too.
you, buddy.
Bye-bye.